So let's talk about performance for a moment. So this is pretty cool, but why, right? Why does this matter? Well, here's a very typical JPA endpoint. It's our zip code example again. There's a huge performance problem here. I know it's like no code, but like there's a huge performance problem here. Does anyone know what it is? Probably not, because it's right there. That list is a memory reservoir. Depending upon how big it is, it can cause a lot of problems. Well, what do I mean by that? Let's make this bigger. Okay, does anyone recognize this diagram? So this is what the garbage collector in Java looks like. You have two young pools, and they switch back and forth on which is active. And then you have the old pool for garbage collection. And here, we will reset this and watch it work. So when you are running your code, you're going to allocate up some number of records, right? And we'll look at the left there. So it's allocating up some number of records, and then once those records are used, right, it deallocates. And this being the young collector, when the current active young space is full, it will copy the active records into the other pool, and the end result will be more space to do things. But if we keep allocating, so we have a very large set, what happens if we allocate one more time? Any guesses? Because there's nothing that can be garbage collected when it allocates one more time. So it's going to have to move it into the old garbage collection. Now, old garbage collection, the difference between young and old, if you're unfamiliar, is that when the young switches, it does a copy of what's still alive, with the idea that most of it's going to be dead. So that means that there should be fewer copies into the other space, and then it can just reallocate everything in one fell swoop. And that's very fast garbage collection, often exceeding CMalloc in terms of performance. But if the young collector doesn't have enough space, it's going to go over into old collection. And what's going to happen if we let this run is that even though things are deallocating, the old GC won't collect until it gets full. So you're carrying all that memory. If you want to know why you have to have big servers to run Java, this is why. Because you're carrying all that memory. And this happens in other languages too. I just saw a post on X the other day, someone wondering why their memory on Node.js kept going up, 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 and then eventually come down, and up, 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 down. Same thing. But you'll notice on the right-hand side here, what's happening with convergence. You guys see that? There's only one active record at any given time because we're streaming it. So we do everything possible to the record, then we get rid of it, and we're done with it, on to the next one. And so that's friendly to the garbage collector. We're not thrashing it so hard. You know, in just the time of talking, we've done 8 stop the world, and an old collection, right? It has to stop the entire program and compact everything down. And so the ORM is killing your performance, and you don't even know it, while convergence, with very little hardware memory, it'll just keep going. All right, so that's bad. How bad is it? Well, it gets worse.